Trader Amir here with another React challenge that could really give you an edge on your interview. Today we are going to focus on this Accordin component. So we have this that works like so, and we have been given this JSX to begin with Accordin, Accordin title, and Accordin content, and we need to write these three components so that this effect runs. So if you like to do this challenge by yourself, pause the video and do so. Otherwise, grab your notepad and get ready to code along. Okay, now let's see what we need to do. So we have three components here that we need to write. So first let's define those three. So we have Accordin, and let's say it just returns some div for now with the children. And then for the two others, the Accordin title and the Accordin content. Now you can see that all the contents are being displayed, but we want to only show the one that is active for now. So we need to keep track of the active one. So we need to have a state here. So let's say const, and then the set active is the use state, and start with index 0. Now as you can see, all of these are direct children of the Accordin, but we need to be able to get the title ones and get the content ones in different arrays and then provide the needed props there. So for example, for the Accordin title, we need to provide the set active to be able to set the active one. So when I click here, I need to active to be 0. When I click here, I want the active to be 1. When I click here, I want the active to be 2. So the set active should go for these components. Also, the active should be available for all of these ones, so that when I am at index 0, I don't want to be able to render these two components and only render this one. So I would go here and say, for example, the titles is react.children, then to array of children, and we need to filter them as recommended here. Get each child and see if the child dot type is Accordin title. And when I get these, I need to be able to pass along the state of active, so the activeness, the set active to be able to change the active one, and the index to be able to do the CSS. So after this has happened, I need to be able to map throughout the child and the index. And the thing that I do here is I would just clone the element of the child and then provide a few properties. So I would give the active here, the index, and then the set active. These three are needed for the titles. For the contents, or better say for the active content, because we're only rendering one, we would use react.children just like this to array of children and then filter the one that are of type Accordin content. And then we would do another filter here. Say filter the child and the index and the one that the index is equal to the active one. And this is done. Now when I want to return, let me go to the CSS. So we have the Accordin class here. So div class name of Accordin like so, and then we need to render the titles, the active content, and the rest of the titles. So if the index is number 1, and let's say we have 3 Accordin is like this, and this one is active. We need to be able to render first this title, then this title, then this content, and then this title. So in other words, active content will always go after its title and will slice the titles array based on the position. So let me write it and we could understand it better. So we can say here we want to have an array of elements. I want the titles, but I want to slice them index 0 until active plus 1, so that I can include this one. So if I say 0 until active, this will be removed. So 0 to, what happened here? 0 to active plus 1, and then I need to be able to render active content and then the rest of the titles. So titles slice from active plus 1 to the end. So I'm rendering these parts now, and I don't need to render children anymore. So now you can see we have the content of 1 because the index here is 0. Now if I change the index to let's say 1, the content number 2 will be shown. So let's go and give them some styles. So we have Accordin and then class of title and then class of content. So here in the content it can get the class name of content, and this is in place. Now we can style these and make them clickable. So we can return a div with the class name of title. So this is done. Now for the active one we have some class, so we need to be able to differentiate that. So I first need to grab all the contents that are props that are coming here. So active, index, and set index as we pass them here, and then here we can say like so. So we get the title, and if the active is the index, then the class of active, otherwise nothing. And let me remove this part for now. We would add it later on. And I don't want this anymore. So now you can see this one is bold now. Now if I go and say this is number 2, this will be bold. Okay, so this part is done as well. Now I need to be able to do the onClick. So let's go here and say onClick. onClick is the onClick function that I write, and the onClick function is like this. So I don't know what's wrong with my sandbox today, that just saves. So I could say that I would say that if it is the active one, active is the same as index, then just return, don't do anything. Otherwise set the active to the index. Now it should work fine. Now if I go here and click, it's working perfect now, and this click is not working. So if I go and say log like clicked, and if I open my console up, now you can see that the click is not going through, but here and here it works, but if I click here it doesn't work, which is correct. So yeah, this was it for this challenge. I hope you have enjoyed the video and learned something. If that's the case, please subscribe to my channel to help me come up with new ideas. And if you have any challenge that you think might be good to cover, please comment it in the comment section down below. and see you in the next video.